Get Haunted, where you are the investigator. Get Haunted. Paranormal Investigations isn't a show. It's your experience. Join this premier paranormal event company for real investigations at some of the nation's most haunted locations. This isn't a tour. This is hands-on. You'll use real equipment, explore active sites, and dive into the unknown. No scripts, no actors, just you, the gear, and whatever's waiting in the dark. Perfect for both first-timers and seasoned ghost hunters. Each event is guided by experienced investigators. But the discoveries, they're yours to make. 2025 is already jam-packed with incredible locations across the nation. Space fills up fast, so make sure to book your tickets now. Dare to get haunted? Find your next investigation at gethaunted.com.
Get off your ass and get hunted, you motherfucker.
That's right.
Oh boy.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's just us and Stacy and Sandy today.
That's it. 2 people. Nobody else cares.
You're like,
I'm just gonna do stupid shit all day.
It's Wednesday, right?
I think so. What's happening?
It is Wednesday. Yeah, well, hello, Stacy, Professor T, and of course, the beautiful Miss Sandy. I was just going over we are on day, did you know we're on day 19 for the 22-day gifts? It was 22-day challenge, but I decided I didn't love that word because we shouldn't be a challenge to do these things. They're gifts that we offer to ourselves. So I turned it into 22 days of gifts. And we're on day 19. So we are coming up on the 22 days of sort of reconnecting and getting back to our roots of how we were created and what we were meant to do for ourselves. And today is real. I like today's gift to me. Today's exercise is one that I'm all about. So go check it out. It's sound therapy. Using frequencies, but as our beautiful friend Denise Empey pointed out, if you do have a pacemaker or any kind of head injury, it is always important to check with your doctors. Some people don't believe in the science of sound therapy, but you don't want to find out the hard way.
What kind of head injuries?
What's that?
Most of our audience has some sort of head injury.
Yeah, head injuries. Well, you just want to be careful. Because one of them is strictly a tuning fork. So you're getting that 285 hertz, and you're really taking that in. And then the other one is the frequency with some music. So it's a little bit calmer, a little bit easier. I like the one on Spotify a little bit better. I tend to do a little bit better with a little bit of music, not just straight up. Yeah. Frequency. So yeah, hey Chris, Get Haunted Midwest is in the house.
Oh, Chris made it.
Yeah, it's been so fun. It's been so much fun to have 2 boys in the work chats now, because they like to they're just good buddies over there, just
What?
picking on me. Chris tries. Chris is like, okay, I have to side with Sarah once in a while, but
he enjoys your reactions to things. It's interesting.
Oh, is that what he said? That he enjoys my reactions to things?
Sort of
is that true, Chris? I'm about to pull your ass up here, Chris. You're going to get the link and you're going to get your ass in here.
Experiment.
Oh, is that what's going on? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. God. I can't believe it's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. He's like, I just show up with popcorn. Yeah.
Yeah,
He likes to drop these little, he likes to go, like incoming, and then
Nuggets.
then Rob gets in trouble, and then he
Every
says,
time.
thanks for getting my mom on me on this.
Yeah. I got to witness the robbery in action from Sarah again today. It's my favorite thing that she does.
The what?
This is how it's your impersonation of me saying something that drives me up. It does.
This is what he typed. Fucking pisses me off.
It's not how I talk, nor is it how I do that. I just don't do it. But it's okay.
Yeah. Hey, Angelina.
Angelina, we have 5 whole viewers today.
I know.
I'm sorry.
We're going next door. Just sending some love to Angelina today, girl, giving big hugs, big kisses. Yeah, so we're here. It's Wednesday. I thought you were putting a cigarette in your mouth. Yeah.
We're not prepared at all. She was like 5 minutes ago. I was like, what are we talking about? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, all right. She was like, oh.
Well, listen, we're wrapping up. We're wrapping up 2025 event season. That's not wrapping up, obviously the year or paranormal, but it's definitely the events for Get Haunted are coming to an end, and there are many, many awesome events that will still be going on, I think, through probably December, January. What?
The little crazy faces Chris is making made me laugh. I don't know. Yeah, no. I mean, look, for me, it's a bit of a wrap up for the event season, right?
Just for you?
Yeah, just for me. But there are so many things in works.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Right now, I think we have seven of our 2026 events marked out. I gotta actually run to Staples today and get a goddamn calendar.
Oh my God, you've been saying that for months.
I know, Sarah. Well, I'm going. Okay, I'm going today. It's hard when I have to do everything to find time to go to Staples. You know what I'm saying, Chris?
Well, you know what? You better get ready. Sisterhood events is about to open up. East Coast to West Coast, north to south. We're gonna have it all. Be careful.
And my gong muted you. I'm sorry. I did not mean to cut you off. I'm going to stop playing with this thing.
Because ADHD is on it.
I like seeing the new little tools that StreamYard has kindly given us.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah. So he's right, hey, Patrick. He's right. He could have grabbed a calendar for me, for my birthday.
Well, I mean, then you wouldn't be doing it all. So,
right. That's true.
We don't want to take that away from your martyrhood.
Yeah. So, we just had the Mid-Orange event, which was
do you have any more caps left? Angelina wants a beanie.
What is linked to merch shop? Don't use that yet. Look, so because I do it all, Angelina, I have to maintain the inventory. I have to maintain the websites. I have to make the merch. I have to sell the merch. I have to. It's a lot.
Wow. Do you know what I got right before the show, folks? You do you.
That is not how I said it.
Oh, you went. You do you.
Okay. Do you have to share all of our shit with everybody?
Nope. I do. Oh, we might as well just.
We should be live 24/7.
You do you. You do you.
She's mad. All right. So yeah, we'll just save whatever I was talking about till later. Because it'll make more sense then.
So
Yeah,
can she get a hat or not?
I gotta look. They're if I have them, they're in the car. I don't know what kind of hat she wants. We sell baseball
This.
hats
She wants this
and we
hat.
sell beanies. We
She's seen
sold
the
out.
hat a million times. She wants this hat.
It's called a beanie. Yeah, we're out of beanies because I sold the last one to Joe P. And I forgot to charge him shipping, which is why they need to be in the store. But I have more beanies coming. Okay, beanies? Beanies are coming. I'll have them in the next probably 7 or 8 days.
Awesome.
Maybe 9.
I love that. Get on that.
Plus, I like a thicker beanie.
Yeah.
The last ones we had done were a little thin.
Well, they're not this original one.
No.
Okay.
No, they were not. So I'm gonna get those in. Okay.
Okay. Hey, Eric.
So we'll have some beanies. We have Eric Testerman here.
We do have Eric Testerman here.
We have him here.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot happening right now. But we have quite a few. Well, it's not quite a few. About 7 of them lined up for next year, with another 3 in an interesting series of events that we're trying to put together and host. There'll be a little more on the affordable side, but a little more themed.
Well, can we talk a little bit about, like, not necessarily because we're not going to give away, our ideas. You need to come and experience them with us. But can we talk a little bit about, like, sort of where our head is with what these?
Yeah, you go. You don't need my permission. You do you.
Oh. So I'm gonna do me. Yeah. So I think what I really love about particular this coming season, you've got to flip us. Who's Lloyd Kimball?
Oh, that's a great. I'll fill you in. I'm Lloyd Kimball.
You're Lloyd Kimball?
Apparently, according to the government.
Oh. So what I love about what we've been planning and what has been in our bag of tricks for 2026 is really bringing investigations to sort of a different level. And I feel like after Mid-Orange, which Eric got to be an amazing piece of, it's sort of validated the course we're taking and what it is we're trying to accomplish in the paranormal.
I think so as well, and we'll get to Mid-Orange and to Eric. Yes, the people I poked with.
You pooped with them?
With the people I spoke with, it seemed to resonate with them, and I haven't shared all of it with the people I spoke with, but the notion and the concept, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I need that. I want that. It's got to happen." So yes, so go proceed.
Well, I feel like 2025 probably for a lot of people feels like a real shit year. I know there's a few people on the side that would probably agree with that. It's been a year of it feels kind of like a giant kick in the nuts. But maybe it's been more of a clearing, a test of perseverance, and it feels like like 2025. Yeah. But so many things sort of have. I was just telling Rob this morning, like I feel like the blanket's been lifted off of a lot of I don't know, concepts, people, intentions, what's some other words that I'm sort of looking for? Like it feels like, hey, Candy, it just feels like, you can't unsee it now. You can't put the blanket back down and pretend you didn't see.
Well, yeah, in a weird way, the veil has been lifted, right?
Mhm,
And in
mhm,
some cases, um, it's brought clarity and
mhm.
confirmation. In other cases, it revealed uh, an ugly bride. You're like, wait, not not what I was expecting.
Mhm.
2025 for many, many people, and especially right now,
Right, Eric?
has been brutal,
Yeah.
absolutely brutal.
This end
Uh,
part.
yeah, especially this end part, and there's validation and confirmation of it from a lot of people,
Yeah.
and I also think it's part of why, um, what some of the things I did share at Mid Orange were resonating with
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
You know, so if we take, what we do, and then you take real life and add it in, and the real problems that are important, not
Mhm.
the paranormal problems that which can be important, but
Yeah. Yeah.
and there's a lot of factors, Lloyd
Mhm.
Kimball being one of them, right? It's just made it's a weird ass year,
Yeah.
a lot of different ways. Um, it's almost like all this stuff's being forced
Yeah.
to the surface,
Yeah.
and we've had strange 180s from people, strange, good, both good and bad, where there's just a lot,
Mm.
there's a lot. And like
Mhm.
I said, like the veil being lifted on so many things, that the personal story I was just telling you before we went live, just for me was like, okay, wow, that is okay. All right. And now I get it.
Well, it's weird, right? Because we think about the 4 years. What is the spiritual significance of 4, Rob? What is the meaning? Do you know? Can you look that up?
Hold on. Let me get my dear friend Chat GPT up.
Um, but when we talk about coming up on 4 years of Get What, we are 4 years in of Get Haunted here, and um, you know, everybody knows the stories, or the story of how Rob and I met, and what his story was with a certain location, and what the paranormal there sort of revealed to him. And there's this weird, for me, like the last few weeks, there's just been this weird, like where I'm just like, all of a sudden I'll just be like, oh, oh, like all these things that you think, and they're not quite that, but it's like, so you have the paranormal working at this location for Rob, but now there's like the actual the people of the paranormal seem to be, it's like the paranormal once again has sort of cleared some things up to say, seriously, folks, is this really it, right? Is this really it? Stability. Yeah, maybe that's it,
Well,
Candy. Maybe that's
yeah,
what
I
we're
mean,
leaning towards here, stability.
it's a lot. It represents the four elements: air, earth,
Mhm,
fire, and water. The four directions: north, south, east, and west,
mhm,
and the four seasons. Um, it can represent safety, reliability, support, and anchoring.
mhm,
Um, Order, process, and discipline. You've got consistency,
mhm,
routine,
mhm,
organization, and hard work.
mhm,
Um, your angel number interpretation is that means that angels or guides are confirming that they're
mhm,
near, which I
mhm,
think that's
mhm,
good. Reassurance that you're on the right path,
mhm,
encouragement to stay focused and disciplined, manifestation and building. You're creating a new phase of life, establishing spiritual discipline,
mhm,
manifesting long term goals, and restructuring your identity or routines. In the metaphysical world, it's a grounding presence, a protective force, and a reminder to
yeah,
stabilize your energy. And it's
yeah.
a shift from chaos to order.
See, there you go, right? Like that's no kidding. We started with it, we're ending with it. But isn't that an amazing, that's an amazing sort of summary there, Rob. It brings order to chaos. And that's, I think, you that's kind of been the conversation today. It's realizing and seeing that I am social media manager, whether I'm good at it or not. It's where I do spend a majority of my time to work on Get Haunted. And you forget, you get caught up in, like, and I can admit that I got caught up in things that just weren't important. I got caught up in trying to, I guess, make unrealistic things be my comparison. And, you start to realize that what you see isn't what you get with people online. And it's these moments like Mid-Orge where we get to connect with people in the real. And I've always said that. I've always said our event, we're not an event company. Our events are a way that we get to physically realize the network. It just is. That's how we're a network. We're out there. We have to be virtual. That's how we connect with so many people from around the world. But the events bring us together. So we have the human part of what this is. And I feel like, it's all this whole, like, who's super popular now and who's this and who's that and who's got more followers. And I'm not quite sure that in the end, the numbers really freaking matter to the dead. And, we're constantly feeding the egos. We're constantly feeding the personalities and the, we're not feeding the right thing. We hope that what we have brought is or created is space for you to feed your soul. That's really sort of how I've always done it. That's how I've always wanted to do it. And I think when we're talking about all the things we're creating for 2026, it makes me really excited because it feels like it's bringing it back to feeding the soul.
Well, yeah. And I think if we have an overarching theme next year, it is really about that. It's about bringing more of you, of you, the guest, or you, the investigator, or you, the explorer, or you, the researcher, into the investigation and helping you, or hoping, and maybe helping wherever we can, you realize you're a piece of it, right? And you can really only do that through practical application. You really can. There's no other way to do it. And if you don't view it that way or look at it that way, you're never going to see it if you don't look at it through that lens. So how can we do that? Well, we can do that through structure, or we can do that through experiments, or we can do that through simple fucking conversations. And that's really what Mid-Orange was all about in the end. It was about lifting the veil and pulling away all the bullshit and letting people see the human beings behind these so-called event companies and leaders. Like, we had OGs there. I consider Dave and Barry leaders in this community, at least here in the Northeast, but they're both well known across the country. It was, for me personally, one of my most favorite moments in life was to stand there with those two and Bianca and talk to, almost 50 people that almost every one of them, minus one, probably was eager to see something different, to feel something different, to understand what that word that everybody uses really is all about. Right. It was surreal for me, for it all to come together. And there were hiccups along the way.
Of course, always is.
When it wasn't the warmest of nights. So it was just cool. But as I was doing my spiel, which probably went on way too long, I landed on some of the points that you just made. And I try to read the people I'm speaking to so that I can understand if I just need to shut the hell up or should I keep going. And the heads, they were nodding and they were smiling and I think people are hungry for it, because let's be honest, every events are a dime a dozen, right? And even Dave and Barry, who I considered good friends, were like, holy fuck, like, I didn't know you'd did events like this. It's one of our biggest problems is people don't know how we do things or
Yeah.
why we do them or
Yeah.
the level of detail and
Mhm.
care that goes into each one of them. Our own crew will tell you, like, I'm a psychopath prior to an event.
Period. Oh, you can do it to me and I can't do it to you. Don't you love? Do you guys just witnessed? He can dish it.
No, I care about it and I care about the experience. And,
Mhm.
you know, I like things orderly.
You
As
do.
terrible as I am at planning and keeping an agenda together, there's just a way we do it, period. End of
Oh,
story.
Chris.
Because that transposes over to the vibe and the feeling, right? So I will say this, if you're watching and you were there that night,
Mhm.
I don't know, man. We went through 115 cans of soda in like 2 hours. Pop.
Well, you know, when they say one of the theories out there is when you're around negative, demonic, or more sinister energy, spirits, entities, sugar is the intake.
Oh,
So perhaps
maybe it is me. Dave did say I was possessed.
they needed
So
to down that soda to sort of clear out
how they were
the
putting him in the fucking car. You know, Barry was like, "Did you tell them this was a food bank?" I was like, "No," but it was, I mean, you know, I'm glad they had the energy because a lot of people stayed until the bitter end. 3 a.m. I was
You're
chasing
done.
people out of there.
Toast.
Had to, but we'll get to Mid Orange shortly. But there's a shift happening. We're seeing it everywhere. The 180s I talked about, like you and I know, you know, I think what I'm talking about. There have just been complete reversals. I think people are going or getting to a point where they're like, there's got to be a better way.
Well, you know, again, and I know I always bring up social media because I think obviously this is how we all connect is through social media. But I think this is where it's like this is where paranormal has gone completely off the rails, and so we don't fight. We're on there fighting for our opinions to be right instead of having an opinion to start a conversation. And you know, I think this is where, you know, and then we get lazy. You know, we stop using discernment or common sense. And you know, so you see a YouTube thing and clearly most YouTubes are there for entertainment and they're not there as a class, a course, or even doing anything by any sense of the, hey Tom, you know, like, I don't know if there were a rule book, right? So I think, you know, there, and then you have teams and every team is right, and then you have debunkers and every debunker is right, and everybody's just fighting for their voice to be the voice instead of being many voices in the conversation to something that across the board will affect us all, and that is death and the afterlife. And we all have our beliefs and we all have our faith and we all have our culture and you know, our practices. And you know, so then we're fighting each other. And I guess it's why for me, I have stepped back from a lot of people, and they can have it. It's yours.
Yeah.
You're right. It's all, you got it. You got it. I'm out. So I will always be open for a conversation. I'm not here to change your mind or force an opinion or force you to like somebody or hate somebody. This is gonna, you know, for me, it's got to get back to, right. It's why we keep inserting these conversations of paranormal. We get it. Everybody's got an opinion. We got it. But where's the conversation? Where is that? Where is the, you know, everybody wants to be the victim. Everybody wants to be the one done wrong. Everybody wants to be the person who got caught up in somebody else's fight. It wasn't me. It was them. I just got caught up. Like, enough. We just want to, 2026 for us, to me, it's about meeting the community out there that's looking for expansion of conversation and for of knowledge, and to meet many different people, to hear all sides, you know. And I love I love the course that the events are taking. I think they will be meaningful. You can always go to an event at a location to go check it out. We love that too. We're all about that as well, but it's just time. It's just time for me. I can't unsee it anymore. I'm done trying to prove, what it is I'm doing, or what I believe in the fact of the community and why I'm doing that. I'm just, so if you don't like it, you don't like it, and I'm dumb and it doesn't work for business, whatever. I want to continue to build the way I started with Get Haunted, and it was about connecting the community, and I will never doubt that. I will never doubt the connection of community.
It's literally what Saturday was all about. So it was cool, right? And we had a blended audience for the first time in a long time, right? Because here's what happens. People find an event company, right?
Mhm.
Again, quotes. And you go to it, and if you had a good time, they tend to stick to it or with it, right? We have our loyal
Mhm.
people, they have theirs. And if you I don't
Yeah.
know what stops people from straying outside and trying something different. And I'm not faulting them for it, right? If something works for you, you stick with it. But the problem, one of the side effects, it's not even a problem so much, is that you just don't know. You don't know what you don't know, right? And I'm not looking
Right.
to steal anybody's shit, but what I am looking for is for all of us to expand and grow together. I wanted our people to work with Dave. I wanted our loyal people to work with Barry, and they did, and they loved them both. And Bianca, oh, gallery readings are not for everybody. Mediums or psychics are not for everybody.
No.
But 98% stayed
Yeah.
for Bianca's gallery reading, which made me really, really happy. It's just cool. It was a cool night of people coming together.
Mhm.
Not using the P word.
Don't use it. Hey, Rick.
Para, you know what? Hey, McCallum. Because para unity doesn't happen in I don't believe in it by the way it's used most often in the field, but it doesn't happen at a civic center. It doesn't happen on an 8x10 glossy. It doesn't happen standing in line to shake a hand. It happens in the field. It happens with other researchers and investigators and curious people. That's where it happens. It's not a product, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's a mindset.
Well, and I you make a good point. I think about where I've probably found my most encouragement or motivation to dig a little deeper. You look through people's books that they've given their time and energy to read, and when I really think back to it, was I ever really motivated outside of a Paracon, outside of really getting, and I didn't get to meet everybody at Rock Island this year, but when you go and it's a star-filled event, that's lovely. And I know we all like to meet the people we see on TV. However, you don't get to really walk away with those conversations, right? There's not really much of a conversation outside of, because there's a line, you got to get going. They've got presentations, right? So when I think about where my motivation has come, it has come from, and why I started doing continued to do shows, is because it's these conversations. It's talking to each and every one of you. You guys, in my mind, are the stars. You're the ones that make this field and this topic, right? You guys are the ones that bring this we put that giant pile of clay on the middle of the table and we all start working at it and we're building something here together. And I think that's where for me, because my first Paracon I'd ever gone to outside of a psychic fair, my first Paracon was the Mid-Michigan one, back in
I
2020.
remember.
Yeah, 2023.
You were afraid. You were nervous to go. You were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I've never been to one."
And it was Dale Quigley. He was the one that was like, oh my, because I had on my Paranormally Blonde. I had on Get Haunted, but Paranormally Blonde as well. I think the B was on the back, and he was like, oh my God, is that Paranormally Blonde? And he walked over, and it was him and Michael John, who were absolutely the most kind at that Paracon. But everybody, and I will say, Rick Wade, right? Rick Wade. Outside of that, not many people were willing to. I mean, I had people that are very well respected in the field where I was going to go up and introduce myself because I was trying to put myself out there. That was in my uncomfortable zone.
Yep.
To say, hi, I'm Sarah, Get Haunted, Paranormally Blind. That were very much literally arms crossed. Yeah, I know who you are. And like, that was that. And I think that is discouraging to me, because you don't know who I am. You've heard, but you've never had a one-on-one with me. You've never been physically in front of my face. And that was super discouraging. And yes, I'd been to that location a few times.
I remember. Yeah, I remember this.
Mhm.
God, I want to name them so badly. I
No,
won't.
don't.
But that also was one of the themes there, right? Because the whole reason the gathering, which I know now is a Juggalos thing, I get it. Not it wasn't that was not intentional, but
Yeah.
the whole reason Saturday came together was back in May. We were at the White House Expo, and I was talking to Barry and Dave, and look, over the years, right, we all have dealt with stuff. Some of us from some of the same people. And we were kind of joking about it, like how stupid it is and how they're people still on tirades after years, and how Barry had been reached out to about being my friend, and I'd been reached out to about being friends with Dave. It was dumb. So I was like, why don't we just do something together and show everybody what we do and that we're friends, right? Because of exactly what you just said. Oh, I know who you are. People think they know who you are, or I am, or Angelina is. I know Angelina. I've done it, right? I had only heard about Angelina. Why I was afraid of her.
Jason, no. McGray.
No, McGray. But then we got to know Angelina, right? And it was like,
I talked to Angelina about things outside of paranormal.
Yeah,
like I
I know
actually
Angelina,
talked to
right?
Angelina.
But and it's what we do as human beings. We're told something, we remember it. I had this conversation last night during another, like, just completely
Bridging. It was a
bridge session that it was a call I never would have thought in 1,000 years would happen. Anyway, and no, there will be no details on that, but I'll have fun down there.
I know. We'll sending Angelina
got her
prayers.
so worked up that she blew a fucking fuse. But no, Angelina, I know you're not here now. I can say it. Yeah, I was afraid. Angelina had had me going, oh fuck. I remember calling you about it or messaging you.
Do you remember how many people were like, "Oh, be careful of Angelina"?
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what's funny? She's been one of the most compassionate and kind people.
Yeah.
She has reached out to me, checked on me. We're little heart issue buddies. We check on each other. And it's not about the paranormal. It's not about what I can do for her, what she can do for me. And I think, that's what makes me so sad about some of the friendships I thought I had. And then to find that you don't, and I know I'm a grown woman and all that kind of good stuff, but it's still always a disappointment because, you get so excited to meet such amazing people, and we don't really know each other until you just don't get to say somebody until you're actually sitting down and talking with them.
Have the conversation.
Yeah.
Go out, eat dinner, do
Mhm.
something,
Mhm.
make them pay.
Well, or
Whatever it is. I
yeah,
get back to those
you
salt mines.
you go,
I'll talk
Eric.
about him. Be talking about you shortly. So yeah, so that was sort of the intent of Saturday night. Like,
Yeah.
here we are,
Mm.
everybody. I asked, straight up, who's heard shit about me, right? Like,
Yeah. Did
I
anybody
love.
raise their hands?
Oh yeah, they raised their hands. Not all of them, but some, right?
Mr. Mike
And
Cronin.
then I did. I asked them, to be honest,
Yeah.
who believes it?
Mhm.
Who believes it?
But who's gonna be super honest? And somebody wasn't. Like, somebody believed it,
Somebody
but
believes it. Yeah, I know. And I offered to swap.
Kaylee
But,
believed it.
huh?
Kaylee probably believed
Yeah,
it.
Kelly was like, I saw fucking. It was
Me.
me. Because it's much, much different when
Yeah.
you're standing in front of or sitting with somebody
Mhm.
or even on a phone call.
Mhm.
Which is how, honestly, every problem that I've been able to solve for
Mm,
me.
yeah. But
um,
2 phone calls really ended but the intention wasn't there either.
Correct.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to remind me, but most of my successes have come from talking,
Mhm.
speaking, doing,
Mhm.
not. So that was thanks, Mike. Yeah, so that was the intent, right? And we had two brothers extreme there, digging deeple,
Uh-oh. Steve,
digging
the
deeper,
whole new there's your new there it is.
digging
Digging people.
deeper. We had we had all these teams that stepped up and people and podcasts to
Yeah.
support this event.
Yeah.
So I did a whole shout out to all of them. I hope I didn't miss anybody.
I Get Batty
Uh,
with Brittany. We had
Batty with Brittany,
yeah.
who saved
Forgotten
the day.
Frames, VHF 82 Films. Look at a whole
Thank
bunch
you.
of people there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all them.
Yeah.
It's on the shirt, people. It's on the shirt. Which maybe
Read the
we'll make
shirt.
those available. But it was just everybody coming together, and
Mhm.
we pulled it all together. It was
She's
a
back.
new twist to how we normally do things. Angelina's back, so stop talking about her, Sarah. It was a twist on how we do things. We added pieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
Terror
Mhm.
time, terror in the tunnel, whatever the hell we called it that night.
Terror Tunnel.
The terrifying tunnel. It was cool. It
Yeah.
was cool. It
Yeah.
was the weather was less than ideal.
Yeah.
But everybody got through it.
Mhm.
We did, the usuals. We had the admin building, all
It
four
was all good.
colleges. Some people ventured a little further than I ever have, which
Yeah.
I found out after the fact. It was just a good night. So, seeing it all come together and spending time with those guys, and
Mhm.
Barry was, itching to get out there
Mhm.
and investigate with everybody. It was just fucking cool, and it was
Mhm.
fun, and I enjoyed it. What is the one thing you want most next year for Get Haunted? Sarah, why don't you field that one while I think?
Well, I can tell you. I think for me, what I would like to see with Get Haunted is really bringing it back to what it was meant to be about, and that is having the conversations with community, making the community voice much more. I think to me, louder than what it was. You and I have had this talk a few times throughout the last year for sure, which is, we got caught up in a lot of the stuff that it did take over. And I think Get Haunted sort of became this weird synonymous with, drama, and people love to say, well, if I associate with you, it brings me shit. And the reality is no, no. You're allowing a conversation, you're allowing a narrative to sort of define us, and we did too. We allowed it to define us a little bit, and we got caught up in that, and friends were lost, and relationships were broken, and there's nothing we can do about that now. And I think what we can do is look forward to what 2026. And I can't get it out of my head. Order to the chaos. 2026 is order to the chaos that was 2025, which took off the blanket of what the hell was really going on and what our part was. And so what I'm hoping for 2026 for Get Haunted is that we do bring it back to the paranormal, to the theories, to the thoughts, to the techniques. If you're looking for who's who and who's doing what and who likes who and who's the big thing, they're all out there. You can find those teams. I'm hoping what you find with Get Haunted is, I hope you find you. I hope you find what your connections are. I hope you find space that you feel free to speak. And the exposés and the the hate and all that's, they're covered, and they'll be fine, and they'll continue. But I got to move on to my thing, because I can't. We've missed really good time. We've missed really good conversations, and some of the relationships that we can't get back. I don't want them to be in vain at this point. So I want to get back to what it was, and what it was that those. Before I would allow you to let anybody know that I was even helping with Get Haunted, the ideas and the excitement that the conversation, and those are coming back, right? They're coming back. We're doing that now. And it needs to be that again. Everybody else, great. You hate me. I'm a jerk. I do horrible things to you. I'm a bitch on a hitch. All right. I own it, and I'm moving on to the next thing, because it's time to evolve the conversation. It just is.
Yeah.
What about you?
So there's a lot, Angelina. There, from a business perspective, right? But people don't believe this, but it's always been, a twofold, right? I love working with locations to help them grow, whether that's through events or merch or whatever. We can take Kelly at the Shanley as an example. I kind of revamped her whole merch line, and God, she can't keep shit in stock, right? That helps her, helps me. But more importantly, it's got a really cool look and vibe and feel to it now. It's very consistent, and I don't know. It's just honored to do that. And we do that for some people. So I'd like to see from a business standpoint, that expand a little more. We've got the ticketing platform, which can be very, very beneficial and helpful, and can keep the doors open. I want to see more collaborations happen next year with some more meaningful events, which we kind of alluded to here earlier. We're not trying to convert people to think differently. We're trying to encourage people to dig a little deeper, right? And that's where I put the poll out. I put the poll out, I don't know, a week or so ago on the network page, because I'm curious. I'm watching people and I'm listening to people, and as I am trying to figure out, what's really next for us. And because you can't really build a business on what you want, right? It has to be about what the masses want, which is why I asked. That poll was interesting. And we asked, what do you consider yourself? And I know Mariah jumped in there with, but this was a very surface level question.
Yeah.
Am
It's a poll.
Do you consider yourself a spiritual investigator?
Right.
strictly? Do you consider yourself a science-based investigator strictly? Are you a hybrid? Are you both? Or are you just unsure? And that this was kind of how the tipping point for the next part of that conversation. And the results were not what I expected. It was like 80 some odd percent said that they were both. A small percentage, probably 4 or 5, said they were strictly science based.
Yeah.
And then another small percentage said that they were strictly spiritually based. And then another small percentage, including Jason, said they were unsure.
And that's how I told you that. I said I answered parts scientific, parts spiritual, and the reality is I don't think that's true. I really probably am unsure, because I got to be honest with you. Just because you have a piece of equipment in your hand doesn't make you scientific. It just means
No,
you
it
have a piece of
doesn't.
equipment in your hand. So I think that we use that. I think what you should do I use technology while I'm in? Yes. Does that mean I'm scientific? No. And I've watched people jump and scream at lights. I'm not even talking about get haunted events. I'm talking about like back in the day, and they're very much, I'm scientific, but you've never followed up with the reason this piece of equipment is doing this is because it's always just like, oh my God, it's a ghost. So that's not really scientific. That's just you using technology.
See how she reenacted that? So that's like, so Chris put a meme in was the Sarah chat of the cat typing. And she was that's basically the same thing you do to people. So anyway, I'll say it here, and this will hint at what the overarching theme is.
Love that, year. Jason. This is beautiful.
Yeah, well, that wasn't on the poll, so
he's just making one up, and I love it.
I disabled extra options. Okay, Jason. I said it at Mid Orange. That's because I don't care what you think. Every paranormal investigator, if you break it down all the way back to mysticism and the whole movement, every paranormal investigator and investigation, and if you're going, I don't give a shit if you're going in there with the $25,000 worth of equipment that is a spiritual journey disguised as a scientific experiment. And that is the truth, because if you look at what communion is from the mystical side, if you look at intent, if you look at all the things that are the core to the spiritual movement, they are applied when you sit down. The truth is, if you want it to be scientific, you shouldn't be there. Period. It should only be, you should walk in, drop off that equipment, and walk the fuck out, because you're still adding to it. So it's going to be part of some bigger discussions and some different experiments and different events that we do next year. So in the end, there's a reason people are doing it, right? And it is not because they're sitting there going, because you can't measure this shit. You can measure the anomaly. You cannot. I don't want to give too much away.
And it's what we always kind of lean towards too, is we barely even really understand this, which we can do measurements and understand and learn, and there is actual science backed, right? So we don't really even take time with this to understand, when we walk into some of these situations and nobody has a ghost in a box that's doing all these, scientific,
data points. Yeah, I measured myself this morning, actually. I'm 5'11".
Are you? Did you lose some inches?
Welcome to the show, everybody. So That should give you a general like crickets on this. Hold on. Do we have a cricket sounds?
They're all like, Oh, there you go. Oh, see, you got to be able to, you know what? You just got to be able to laugh at yourself, or else, seriously, I can't take you serious if you can't have a moment. If you can't have a moment, get out of my way.
So yeah, so that should give you a little clue into at least part of what 2026 is going to look like for Get Haunted. We also have the amazing and stupidly talented Chris Smith running Get Haunted Midwest with the way he brings events to the field, which is really like thematic themed and it's just cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to tie in there. We have some special things planned. Yeah. There's a lot, but we're gonna focus more also on locations and location owners and what we can do to help them. We're seeing it, folks. These places are starting to go away. They're starting to. It's what happens. We know about Penhurst. There's places.
Is that official now? Is that been?
It's not. You cannot fight corporate giants.
Well, I didn't know if it's like been official. Like
no, it's not. It's not. There's all kinds of meetings. I try to keep up with it, but for me, it feels like a lost cause. Right? I just don't see it ending the way everybody wants it to, or everybody in the paranormal wants it to, right? There are people that want it to end in a very different way, and they have millions of dollars to put up, and I'm sorry, that's how life works. That's how there's not much people can do, right, without government help here, and I just don't think they're going to get it. And that's not me wishing any ill will. I just see it happen. I just see it happening that way, right? So, but we're all fucking worried about who bought other houses, right? Like instead, we're worrying about the people who are buying actual houses and not worrying about that. I get it. It's just all so confusing. For me, the 2020, like Jason, I'm telling you, it's not going to end well. And there are things I know that, or have been told, doesn't mean I know them, that I'm going to guess there's no con in 26, but we'll see what happens. Do I hope and pray that it stays open? Yeah. Why? Because I'm selfish and I like the place, right? If I go twice a year, that's a lot. I used to go all the time, but life changes. But that doesn't mean there's other locations that aren't worth paying attention to, right? And people, Emmaus out in Missouri, who Sarah highlighted, I think that was yesterday.
No, Mandy was
days ago.
Monday.
Whenever.
Monday night.
2 days ago. Where do you hear her story? Where do you hear about this property? Where do you hear all of it? Yeah, Janice. Well, we don't know it's closing, but it's slated for to become a huge data center. So yes, they've been. The thing that surprises me is that people are surprised. They've been knocking buildings down now for years, right? Every time I go there, it's a little bit different. It's the way of the world. Doesn't mean it's not going to be haunted anymore. It just means we're not going to be able to go there.
Well, we're in this weird, vicious, I think, cycle. We hear, this location's too expensive, and then the location's going to close, and then somebody jumps in and buys it, and oh my God, now it's more expensive, and then businesses shouldn't be, and screw event companies, they shouldn't be making money, and the same time they're paying that expensive price, so you can get in for a little cheaper, right? And so there's this weird, vicious cycle of, Penhurst, we got to keep it open, but maybe you didn't really, I don't know. We complain. It's like I think we get, it's a habit. we love to complain, we love to jump on causes, but the reality is when you truly have a moment to be a part of that cause, you're not. And that's that's just human nature, right? Because to do it would be an endless, tireless, very tiring feat to constantly go and save these historical. So we want to save them, but we want to save them for our purpose, and we want to make sure that it's going to be cheap for us, but it should be expensive for somebody to buy. I don't. It's like
it's crazy.
It's a nut. It's a weird. Again, though, I think this is what happens on social media. It's like 24-hour TV. Remember, we've said this when we were kids, right, Rob? If you're sick, after a certain time, there was nothing to watch on TV. Like there wasn't 24-hour cartoon. You were watching talk shows. You were watching Donahue or the soaps during the day because that's what was on. There wasn't a million channels. So I think this is what's happened to the topic of paranormal. Oh, he's back. That's what's happened to paranormal. It's 24/7 nonstop, over and over and over and over again. And so we got to find something to bitch about, and we got to find something that we wanted that to stay open, but not like that. And we wanted that gone, but not with that person. And it's like, oh, we got it. So I think we need to appreciate nothing lasts forever. Everything's temporary. Appreciate the history that you can go out now and do. If it costs money, you know what? Ask yourself if there's a reason for that. They're not just going, you watch this, we're going to fuck these people. Most of these places it's such an upkeep.
Oh, it's huge.
So much money.
I watched, recently she's getting the one side done, right? Like it's years in the making, folks. I know what her oil bills are, especially right now. You would fucking fall over if you knew how much she spent, because it's oil heat there. Yeah, I know what she spends. It's so expensive to maintain these places, and eventually, right? It no longer makes sense, and it sucks. It sucks for us and investigators and people that fall in love with these locations.
Yeah.
But like, what are we gonna do, right? And so I understand the passion and the desire to keep the doors open and protect these places, but it's usually the delivery, right? And the crazy shit that ensues after,
and why gatekeeping is harmful, right?
It's not helping.
No.
So anyway, no soapbox here for me.
Yeah. Well, there was for me.
Well, I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong. I do want Pennhurst to remain open. I love going there. I've had amazing experiences there, but I also understand the reality of the world, and that is that things change. But I'm not going to go fucking, ape shit and start calling people.
Well, here's the thing. Here's a question for you.
So,
and I think that became sort of public, like Pennhurst is going to, this, I don't know if I don't want to use maybe the word beautiful, but this amazing piece of history and also some paranormal history, and it becomes everybody's favorite. And sometimes it's somebody's first time, or it's somebody's biggest experience. And then it comes out that, okay, we're going to sell this property off and it's going to become a data center. Right. And people are all, no, can't do that. What if it became the newest, dog rescue? Then what do you do? What if somebody said, we're knocking it down and it's going to become an animal refuge? Then what do you do? What do you say? So the reality is you need to take a step back when you're feeling triggered about something, and ask yourself, like, what is it you're triggered? And it's okay if you're like, gosh, I hate to see history change to a data center. But the reality is also sometimes leaving property decaying and not properly upkept becomes more of a burden than it doesn't. And some things are just put on property that we'll never agree with, and that's okay too.
Yeah. 14 years from now, when I find out I'm poisoned by asbestos and all the bullshit we've all been breathing in for all these years, we're gonna be mad at them, and then we're gonna be part of some fucking class action lawsuit again. It's like, it's just weird.
Exactly,
Um,
Damien. I think, you know, what we're upset about is seeing pieces of our journey sort of dismantling.
yeah.
And you know, I think, and it's weird because we talk about it when somebody we love passes, you know, and their memory lives on, and it lives on in you, and you know, but then something else becomes this, you know, like, oh, just absolutely cannot be gone. I mean, there's so much. Let's see, if Penhurst becomes a data center, would it prove that there's really ghosts in the machine? Probably, yeah, right. So I feel like there's, again, we're having to fill time and space on social media 24/7. We've got to have something to complain about. We have to have something, a cause. But I'm not sure that our cause, like, why are we, let's be honest about why we go into some of these locations. You know, you can't go every weekend, and Rob, you've made this statement many times. Like, you can't just have one event company or one team running an event every weekend, or several times a weekend, or several times a week every week. It's not possible. It's not possible. You can't keep the doors open with that. But also ask yourself, what is it you're really going in there for? I know we say we're helping. I know we're saying we're helping the spirits. I know we say we're helping a location stay open. But if you're putting it out there and you're monetizing your channel, you're helping yourself. You're helping yourself.
So Jenny, is to your point, right? So like, yeah, and we're not belittling it, and I'm not like,
no.
but if Penhurst wasn't haunted and Penhurst was like an abandoned Toys R Us,
Mm-hmm.
nobody would give a shit, right?
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be sad for you, right? So to many, it's usable space, and it's a moneymaker for them. So again, this is a perspective thing, and I do try my best to see things from multiple angles. It's hard. It's hard when you've got an emotional attachment to something to watch it go away. So that's all I was trying to say there.
And Damien's right. And I love that. Like, this is why we need to document everything. And I think because we don't know how long we have some of these amazing locations. And, you know, I agree. I'm not slamming, I might be slamming it a little bit with you too, but I think this is where, wouldn't it be beautiful? Like, maybe this is where the collabs would be so, they are so important. Like, why don't people come together and say, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go out, because we love paranormal. We love this location so much. We love the people. We love to hear all the different theories. Why wouldn't somebody collab on a book, Jason McGray, and go out and find out who all's had experiences? What's the history you found out on this location? And do chapters of many different, you know, people who have been at that location, and share the beauty of the history and the paranormal history of that location. Like, but I feel like so if we're really about the history and we're really about the preservation, then we should be doing things that preserve that, you know, that love that. So it'd be great if people would step up and do more of that stuff.
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
Mhm.
So we got the red eyes from Nesper. I'm not sure if that's a sign.
So they're looking at us
right now. Denise Empey. Folks feel strongly about honoring the history of asylums. They can become advocates for the population served. It's not history, it's current. People want ghosts while ignoring, God damn it. Why does Denise always make sense?
Listen, Denise, girl, I am right there with you. I have stated time and time again, we talk about the cause, and yet nobody steps up to the things they can actually do, right? Complaining on social media, the virtue signaling is always so much easier than actually stepping into the thing that truly, truly does need your attention. And you don't know. The thing is, honoring those in that position now, right? Doing the living survivors, working in that situation, volunteering where you can, those beautiful those connections can connect you elsewhere. And I think this is the part that, you know, I have a comparison. I'm not gonna put it out there because it will flip people out, and I don't need people to flip out. But there is a comparison here that I've often made, and you have opportunity to get off your butt, get off of social media, get off your butt and go do something. So there are things we can still do. Don't write a post about bitching about what you don't like in the paranormal. Why don't you go out and do something that's productive and pushes what you want to see in the paranormal? Like, that would be a beautiful thing. And to Denise's point, if there's a cause there that is, why are you only drawn to the abandoned asylums?
Yeah.
Maybe
next year we're going to open Get Haunted Asylum. It'll be fully optional.
It's a voluntary.
Just like, hey, if you need to check in.
Yeah, I need to check in for a couple months.
We got room.
Yeah.
It would be fun.
Oh, it's a great point, Denise. Thank you very much. But I'm about the real talk right now.
Oh, you is.
Yeah.
She's real talking.
Yeah.
She's not flamming.
Not a flammer.
Not a flammer. So yeah, so I try not to.
That's right.
Yeah, Angelina, fuck. I'll be working on that today. I try not to get too wrapped up in all of that. 'Cause honest to God, I don't care who buys houses or asylums. I care about what people flipping out about this shit does to each other. It's like really sad to watch.
Well, I don't have any skin in the game.
Yeah, there's not a whole hell of a lot you can do about it anyway. So rather than make it worse than it already is, why don't you, like to Denise's point and yours, go out there and do something good and shut the hell up for a couple weeks and make it different. So next year will be pretty different. I can probably share this. We're gonna
what's he sharing?
Look, here's the truth, right? And I probably don't say it enough, or we don't. There are people that have truly supported us for along this journey for the last 4 years. Here's a news flash: running events is not very profitable, people. It can be on some nights, but it is a massive gamble.
Yeah.
Nothing about it is cheap.
No.
The insurance, the websites, there's stuff people don't realize. The waiver subscriptions, the
advertising,
fucking advertising is painful.
Yeah.
You name it.
Yeah.
They're feeding, we saw that at Mid Orange. It was like almost $300 in snacks and food made their way out of there. And the locations themselves, some locations do charge more for event companies. Some locations want half your ticket sales. Some locations want a lot of things, right? And with the recent surge of event companies, right, if we want to call them that, which in some cases are really just hobbyists trying to subsidize their rental costs for the night and selling super cheap ass tickets, right? Especially if you're local. So for us to go to Missouri, right, it's however many hour drive, the fuel, the hotels, all those things. For the locals, they don't have that. So they can do a $70 or $60 ticket and sell that fucker out, or we can't do that. We just can't. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day, but there's a lot of costs involved. And in turn, that gets filtered down to the ticket pricing for some locations. And there are people that don't honestly just have supported the shit out of us since the very beginning. Hi, Susan. So I was trying to find ways to make it a little less, if I can find this damn photo, a little less. I want to get back more, right? And so do you. It's not just me. It's Sarah too. I talk like she doesn't exist, but she exists.
He does. It's okay. Everybody does.
No, not everybody.
Well, a lot of people do.
Are those the words you really want to use, Sarah?
When you teach your kid, like those things you need them to understand, and then they finally one day get it and they use it against you.
Yeah, Sarah uses those words with me all the time. So we're putting together a program where, hey, if you do 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10 events with us per year, you're going to get money back every time, or you'll have the ability to get money back. Because thank you, honestly. We know it's not cheap, and you too have costs when you come to our events. There are travel and lodging and all these different things. Eating out when you're away from home, you're going out to eat. Ain't cheap. I know.
Yeah.
We know it. So there's a whole program coming. Big Daddy, yeah, that's part of being cool, is not knowing what day it is. Because we forgot it was Wednesday too until about 9:30 this morning, I think. So that's one of the things we're trying some new shit next year. Period. So get ready, get excited, wake up,
get haunted,
get off your ass and get haunted. All right, that's what I'm gonna say.
Get off your ass and get haunted, you motherfucker.
That's right.
I love her. I want to go dinner with her.
I have nothing to say. Yeah, it's going to be good. And we appreciate every one of you that shows up on Wednesday, that shows up to Paranormally Blonde, that shows up to anytime we go live. Thank you for your support. All that stuff means the world to us. And, and it's what it was all supposed to be about. It was supposed to be about coming together, and talking about this amazing topic that we all truly love and have, gifts and connections, and, we're learning new things and bigger understandings, and some bigger understandings about just humanity and living, I think, on top. This isn't just about the dead. This is very much about the living. So, we appreciate every single one of you. So it is 1:17. We've kept them. So with that, as you guys know, and what we always say, we see you. We do. We see you, and we certainly appreciate you. And with all of that, just know we truly love you. Thank you for everything. And we look forward to watching you guys do some big things for 2026. To be honest with you, it's time to step up your games, folks. Let's do it. Let's see some collabs. Let's see some.
Event. We have one more event this weekend, Saturday, New Egypt.
Yeah.
For Black Friday. Is it Black Friday this Friday?
No, that's the following weekend.
Right. So
that's the following weekend.
Gray Friday.
Great. It's gearing up for Black Friday. Yes.
Reach out. You want to come? I'll toss you a little. Say I saw Rob on the show.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to give a discount.
New
Egypt people.
New Egypt discount. Say you saw Rob on Wednesday live, and you can get a discount to New Egypt. It's an amazing. I love that saying, Jason McGray, over curiosity over fear. New Egypt. What an amazing, intimate location that has some very big paranormal experiences. It seems to be a very personal situation when you go there. So
get intimate with Rob.
Oh, okay. You can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that. Anyways, with that, you guys go out and have a fantastic rest of your day on Wednesday. Have a great rest of your week. Have a fantastic investigation if that's where you're going. Be sure to get rest, drink your water, be safe, travel safe. And with that,
take your vitamins and take your heart medicine.
Oh, yeah. And guys, wash your hands. It's that time of the year. Everybody's getting sick. Wash those hands.
And if you can't find running water, you can pee on your own hands and it'll sterilize them.
Yeah, don't do that. Okay, let's not do that. All right, with that.
Okay.